Dale here live in the all-new Upper Cumberland Weather Center. We're not ready to fully debut this just yet. I'm just live right now because it's convenient, it's easy. I've already got our stuff here. So pay no attention to what you see behind me. This is all still a work in progress. It will be done here soon, but really why I'm here is to do some severe weather coverage here. So I don't know why I disappeared there on the camera, but we are here. In fact, let me see if I can fix that real quick. One moment. You know, things just can't be simple, can they? There we go. All right, y'all should hear me, see me, and now we can go to radar. So we've had an active afternoon. A bit more active than I had anticipated. In fact, I wasn't really planning to go live this afternoon with coverage, but we've had several severe thunderstorm warnings issued this afternoon. The latest is this one for mainly Jackson County for this strong storm moving through Gainesboro, damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, and perhaps some penny-sized hail are the concerns here. This warning is in effect till 4:45 p.m. And kind of the same story we've seen with these other storms. Again, damaging winds, hail being the primary concerns. You can see here on radar where you see these purples. Again, that is your hail core. So again, the potential for maybe some penny size, maybe even some nickel size hail here in Gainesboro and points north. So again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect till 4:45 p.m. At this time, this is our only warning in effect. If we zoom out the radar image, this is really our main storm at this hour. We do have another stronger cell here near Grant, just south of, near New Middleton, south towards Brush Creek. This is moving towards Gordonsville. Not severe, but we'll have to watch that in case it grows. But again, our strongest storm really across Jackson County right now, central Jackson County, really anywhere from north to south here along Highway 56 and in the Gainesboro area especially. Again, this is your severe thunderstorm right now. We can put radar in motion. We'll let this load. Over the last couple of hours, you can see how these storms have progressed. Earlier this afternoon, we had these storms fire west of Nashville and northwest. Had a pretty decent storm roll through Macon County that prompted a warning, moved into Clay County, then up into Kentucky. It's actually tornado warned now near Monticello there, just outside of our viewing area. But additional cells have moved through, had another nasty storm move through the Carthage area, and is now moving into Gainesboro right now. And it is again severe warned. Again, no imminent tornado threat with this or anything. This is a damaging wind threat. So if you're in Jackson County, if you're in Gainesboro, if you're points east here, Dodson, Branch, Center Grove, New Hope, Old Antioch, you just want to be indoors right now until this passes. Again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect till 4:45 p.m. We don't have our full setup here ready to go yet. This is our new studio I'm broadcasting from. We're not ready to go yet with it. So the way you see me, the way I'm being presented will be different whenever we're officially ready to go. I've still got a lot of changes to make behind me there, some more stuff to add and that sort of thing. So again, this is kind of the test run behind me right now, but that's not ready to make its debut yet. Pretend like that's not there. But again, we will be debuting this new studio here very soon, hopefully within the next month or so. End of October, between end of October and Thanksgiving, I think is when we'll be wrapping up here. But it's just convenient. A lot of our computer equipment's already here, so I figured we'll just go live from here for now with this update. But again, there is your severe thunderstorm warning. Again, in effect till 4:45 p.m. Hopefully y'all can hear me and see me. I haven't actually checked that since I've been live. Let me log in and make sure everything's looking good on the chat. It's one of those things asking me to pick the crosswalks. Isn't that great? Okay. Log me in. All right, so now I can see your comments now. So if you're commenting on Facebook, X, YouTube, I can now see those. Looks like there's a few hundred of you watching, so that's cool. Again, this is our only warning right now. It's been an active afternoon, especially for our northwestern areas is where most of the activity has been so far. Zooming out the radar picture, we do see additional storm clusters. None of these are severe. Here, mostly south of Nashville, this activity is drifting towards the east and northeast though, so we'll have to watch those storms as they move our way. We do have a level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather in place, mainly for the threat of damaging straight line winds. Cannot rule out a quick spin up tornado this afternoon, but the threat is very low. It's not the atmosphere we would need not the setup we would need for tornadoes today, but we can get damaging straight line wind gusts and some hail out of these storms, and that is what we've seen so far today. So again, we're going to continue to monitor this situation over the next several hours. Again, these scattered storms will come and go over the next few hours. So if you're farther south or east there along the plateau, south towards McMinnville, Sparta, Smithville, your turn may come, but not everyone will see rain this afternoon. These are scattered storms, so just kind of a wait and see type deal. I think once we get to around maybe 9, 10 o'clock tonight, our severe weather threats should hopefully end by that point, if not sooner. The severe thunderstorm watch we have in effect right now, I think is set to expire at 7 p.m. Central Time, so about 2.5 hours from now. So we'll have to wait and see, but again, still plenty of juice out there for these storms to work with. So again, we'll just have to wait and see what happens over the next few hours. Everybody says I'm looking good. That's great to hear. Again, this is the new studio, but we're not ready to debut this yet, so just ignore what you see behind me. I was tempted not to show that, but I just decided it was easier to set up this way. But that's not done yet, though. We got more screens to add. We got some more stuff to do back there, so this isn't done yet. But get an idea for what's going on here, though. So you're getting a little bit of an early sneak peek, I guess, at what we're working on behind the scenes. But again, that's our update right now. Again, here is your severe thunderstorm warning. Continues to 4:45. I wouldn't be surprised if the Weather Service ends up extending this warning farther east to include Overton County. Still a pretty strong signature there, wind signature showing up here east of Gainesboro. In fact, we can look at this in the velocity view. And we can definitely see some strong winds embedded within the storm in and around Gainesboro. That is moving towards Livingston. So Livingston, I would not be surprised if this warning is expanded farther east to include you here pretty soon. So we'll cover that if that ends up indeed being the case. In fact, that latest velocity scan shows perhaps an uptick in the winds here just east of Gainesboro, picking up 60-mile-per-hour winds there on the velocity view. Now, it's a few thousand feet up, but still, I wouldn't be surprised as much of that wind energy is making it to the ground. So again, if you're in Dodson Branch and points north, Morrison Creek, Greenwood, Poplar Springs, this is in your neighborhood right now. Potential for damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. So again, that is your severe warned storm there. First storm we've had to, or at least first day we've had severe weather to cover in quite some time. I can't remember the last time we went live for a warning. It's been a while. It's maybe since May or June. It's been a while. I could be wrong. Maybe in July. I don't know. It's been a very dry summer. I'll tell you that. We have ongoing drought conditions. We need all the rain we can get. Certainly, this shower helps for those who've been fortunate enough to see this roll through. We can do without the wind. We can do without the lightning, but we definitely can use the rain though for sure with these storm cells. And we will see additional activity again as we roll through the evening hours. These cells here south of Nashville and to the southwest will be moving our direction, especially for our southern and eastern areas. Y'all may get clipped by some of this over the next few hours. Severe weather threat, again, it's a standard risk of severe weather, so nothing hugely concerning, but we are getting these severe thunderstorm warnings. In fact, the new one just issued here for much of Overton County, southern Pickett County, far southern Clay County, eastern Jackson, and western Fentress County. This severe thunderstorm warning is in effect till 5 p.m. or 5:15 p.m. That's Central Time. So again, we're continuing with this warning. This storm has been warned since it was in Wilson County, and we had warnings issued throughout Smith County, into Jackson County, and now for the Livingston area. So we'll stay live with this as it continues to roll towards the east. We do have a tower cam over in Gainesboro. We can take a look at what this storm is doing in the Gainesboro area right now. Some wind and rain right now. This may need to take a second to reload this image here. Yeah, you can see that. It's the current image there in Gainesboro. Some skies trying to clear out there towards the west. We're looking west from this view. So again, if you're in Gainesboro, downtown Gainesboro, conditions will be improving rapidly over the next few minutes as this storm moves east of you. This is now a problem for eastern areas of Jackson County and much of Overton County. So we'll go back to radar. And again, there is your severe thunderstorm warning, your new warning in effect till 5:15 p.m. And again, that includes the Livingston area and points north and southeast, west, everywhere here in the yellow polygon. You can see the communities there on your screen. Again, for this severe thunderstorm warning in effect till 5:15 p.m. Damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour remain the concern with this storm. Moving towards the east at about 45 miles per hour. So Livingston, this will be to you probably within the next 15 minutes. So if you're in Livingston, you want to be getting indoors, away from windows as this storm passes. You don't want to head out on the road driving in this. No tornado threat with this, not right now anyway. We're purely looking at a damaging straight line wind threat with this as it blows through. So again, that's enough for you to want to be indoors, certainly as it blows through away from windows. But again, not a tornado threat with this, just a damaging straight line wind threat. But still take it seriously. You don't want to be outdoors caught out in that for sure, driving in that. So again, Livingston, probably the next 10 to 15 minutes, this will be to you. Some other communities, Rickman, same story, probably the next 15 minutes. Allen's, next 10 to 15 minutes. Hillham, within the next few minutes, this will be to you. Oak Grove, Alpine, Highland, Shiloh, Big Springs, probably within the next 20 to 25 minutes, this will be to you. So again, pretty stout storm we have here on radar, moving through eastern Jackson County right now. Still seeing a hail signature here west of Old Antioch, where you see those purples there on your radar. That is indicative of some hail, again, moving towards Old Antioch, New Hope, Greenwood. So and that same hail core, if it holds together, will be moving into Hillham, Holly Springs, Flat Creek, perhaps even into Livingston with time. And again, we also have that threat of damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. Penny-sized hail possible with this too, where we see the potential for hail. And really, that's the only storm we have in the Upper Cumberland right now. We have a few spotty showers here. This cell here in Gornsville was a bit stronger a few radar scans ago, but it has weakened to just some light rain there in the Gornsville area. Up in the South Carthage, farther south towards Woodbury, Auburntown, we have another shower down that way. Nothing severe with that. This is our only severe storm and really our only strong storm we have right now, with heavy showers extending up into southern Clay County. You are included in the severe thunderstorm warning, Baptist Ridge, Neely Crossroads. Salina, this does not include you, just some showers up your way for Salina right now. And in fact, we can look at our Salina tower cam. Again, give this a minute to reload the current image. This is a few minutes delayed, but you'll see the showers falling in Salina once that catches up to real time. Yeah, so there's your rainy scene there in Salina right now, but the heaviest activity is again south of you. Going back to radar, hail cores have definitely picked up and spiked here near Old Antioch, also another one near Dodson Branch. So some hail definitely associated with this storm as it rolls into Overton County. So again, you want to be indoors as this rolls through. Also a lot of lightning with this too. A lot of lightning being produced by the storm. So you can probably hear the thunder already in Livingston. So you want to be indoors again as this rolls through. You don't want to head out, run errands or anything. It's a pretty fast moving storm, moving towards the east about 45 miles per hour. So you give it about 30 minutes or so, this will be east of you, or at least getting close to being done with you. So, if you can spare 30 to 45 minutes, let this storm pass. That's your best bet, just to let this storm get on through, as it does pack quite a punch, and several of you have reported gusty winds in your respective locations. And again, this is our only big storm on radar right now. Nothing else really here in the Upper Cumberland. We do have additional cells southwest of us, here south of Nashville near Franklin, extending back into Pulaski, Hohenwald. This activity will be trying to slide our way over the next few hours. Don't know how much of that will reach us. We could see additional activity pop up for our southern area. So if you're in Smithville, Sparta, McMinnville, Crossville, again, nothing right now. It's scattered activity. It's not like a line of storms rolling through. It's just all scattered. So there's no guarantee these areas will see activity, but you could. We'll just have to wait and see what happens over the next few hours. In fact, we'll go to our future radar. Wow, that's zoomed in. Wow, that's zoomed in. Let's fix that real quick. It's been a while since we've done severe weather coverage, so and this is our first stream from the new studio. So we'll zoom that out. and this will be our future radar. So let's get this repositioned. Let's turn off our warnings so we don't confuse anyone. And then we'll take this forward in time. So let's go to the HRRR model. We'll do the 19Z run because it's fully loaded. And we'll take this forward in time to give you an idea of what we can expect over the next few hours. So by around 6 o'clock, again, we'll probably see a lull potentially, at least according to this model run here in the next hour, but then we may see additional activity try to slide in, just some lighter showers, maybe a few heavier storms. Later this evening, this is at 10 o'clock, we could see a few storms still hanging around, perhaps even into the overnight hours. I don't think we'll have an overnight severe weather threat. That's the good news. I think once we get past sunset, that should end our severe weather worries, but we could still see a few stronger storms, at least some thunder, lightning into the overnight hours, and then activity will slide out through the morning, but we'll see additional showers again be possible into the morning hours. So it could be an off and on rainy night with a few storms here and there, but I think the severe weather threat will probably come to an end once we get into the overnight hours. So no overnight severe weather worries. This is an afternoon and evening severe weather threat. We'll turn our warnings back on. And again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect till 5:15 p.m. for the Livingston area. And everywhere you see highlighted by this yellow polygon, all these communities here are under the severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 5:15 p.m. Damaging straight line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, again, are the concern here with this storm. So I'm getting caught up here. Again, for those just now tuning in, I'm actually sitting in our new studio right now. It's not finished yet. I know it looks really cool behind me, I'm sure, but that's not finished yet. I've still got more to do back there. We're still building this out, but I think by end of October, between end of October and Thanksgiving is when I'm aiming to have this completed. So you're getting a little early preview there. You get the gist of what we're going for back there. But that's still not finished. There's still more to add back there. So stay tuned for that. Wasn't really planning to do severe weather coverage today, but had to kind of come up here last minute. So that's why we're delayed getting coverage live on air. So my apologies for that. I know we've had warnings really for the better part of the last 3 hours. We've had severe thunderstorm warnings in effect pretty much continuously, at least one or two here and there. Began up in Macon County, spread down to the Smith County, and now Jackson and over into Overton counties with this latest severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for the Livingston area. Apparently Facebook, according to one comment here, did not notify for my live stream. That's not good. Well, then someone else said, no, it says they're not being notified. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what Facebook's deal is. They used to be really good about notifying y'all whenever we go live. They send you a notification. YouTube does. I've now set it to where we set up a separate stream for our severe weather coverage. So we go live on the channel, but then there's a separate stream just for the severe weather coverage as well. So if you have notifications enabled on YouTube, then anytime we go live, you do get a push notification for our YouTube channel. So definitely recommend following us there on YouTube. We have over 4,000 subscribers there now, which is cool. I'd love to get that to 10,000 if we can. So shout out to our YouTube channel. That's where our 24/7 live Upper Cumberland weather channel lives. So even when I'm not live doing severe weather coverage, we have a 24/7 radar. Our Tower Cam network lives there. So all sorts of goodies on our live channel there on YouTube. We are looking into expanding the channel into other areas, other platforms, as well as our new studio is being built for the channel. So you'll see additional content, me appearing on camera, that sort of thing here very soon with our channel once we get our studio finished. So lots of cool things to come that this studio will bring. Again, somebody said, will you zoom out a little bit? Well, this is really our only storm right now. That's why we're focused in on this. I want y'all to see the communities impacted here. There are no other storms in the upper Cumberland right now, just a couple spotty showers. So that's why we're focusing on this storm. If we do zoom out, you'll see the only other storms on radar are well off to our southwest. Now, this activity may try to move our way over the next few hours, so we'll have to watch it. No warnings over that way. That's the good news. The only warning here in Middle Tennessee is here in the upper Cumberland, and that's the storm we're covering, again, as it moves to the Livingston area. Still seeing a pretty good hail core here near Hillham, moving into Holly Springs. May clip Livingston, so some maybe penny to nickel size hail possible with that. And the Weather Service is continuing with that in the warning text. So, again, the severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect till 5:15 p.m. Livingston, this will be to you in a matter of minutes. You're already getting a little bit of light rain now if you're in Livingston, but the strongest winds, the hail, all of that is just a few minutes behind. So you need to be getting indoors if you aren't already. Also seeing a lot of lightning embedded within this storm as well. So just for the lightning threat alone, you want to be indoors. Never mind the strong storm moving into the Livingston area. Others saying they weren't notified. Donna says she was notified. So I guess it just depends. I don't know. It used to be that Facebook would give everyone a notification. Now it's only some of you. I don't know why. It's a Facebook issue. I don't like Facebook. I think I've made that very clear over the last, how many years have we been in this? 12 years? I don't like Facebook at all. It's where our biggest following is, and we have nearly 52,000 followers on Facebook. That's, I think, still larger than any other media platform in the Upper Cumberland area, which thank y'all for that, by the way. That's awesome. But again, as far as the way the platform works, I'm not a huge fan of it. We have viewers on X as well and on YouTube, so again, I know YouTube does push out notifications if you have that enabled, so definitely recommend heading over to YouTube. You can also, YouTube's really handy too, because you can pull it up on your smart TV, go over to the YouTube app and pull us up, and again, you will be notified anytime. Of course, we have our live channel there, but you'll also be notified when we go live for severe weather. Emily asked, are we expecting any severe weather threats like tornadoes this evening? There is a very, very, very low-end threat of a tornado. Very unlikely one will occur. It's kind of a footnote in the severe weather outlook for today, 2% chance of a tornado. And speaking of which, the outlook, we were upgraded today. We started out the day as a marginal risk. We were actually marginal risk for today in yesterday's outlook, which I made mention of mainly for the low wind threat of damaging wind gusts. But once we got to around lunchtime today, actually I think it was around 10 a.m., Storm Prediction Center released a new outlook and upgraded us to that level 2 out of 5 slight risk category. And again, damaging winds being the main concern there. We just have a little bit juicier atmosphere than models let on. So we kind of had to adjust on the fly as we've gone along today. It is what it is. We haven't been live in a while. It's a good time to test out the new studio. We're not done here yet. We got a lot more to add here, a lot more to do. This is kind of just an on-the-fly setup. Trust me, if y'all saw that side that y'all can't see on camera, it's a lot junkier right now. So we're not done yet. This isn't done, but we're getting there, though. But this gives you kind of an idea of what we're working towards. Feisty Old Gal on YouTube says, who needs notifications? Bad weather coming? I tune in here. Thanks for all you do. Well, I appreciate that. Let's see. So let's zoom out and look at what else is happening here on radar. Again, additional storm activity southwest of Nashville. We'll put radar in motion over the last few hours. You can see how all this has evolved. Again, storms started firing around lunchtime west of Nashville, and over the last few hours, those storms have continued to move towards the east. A few have been severe. We've had at least one severe thunderstorm warning in effect for our neck of the woods since probably 1 o'clock this afternoon, 1:30. I think was when the first severe thunderstorm warning started being issued. Maybe it was around 2 o'clock, whenever the storms arrived there into Macon County. That was our first warning, and then we just had at least one warning in effect ever since. So I made the call to come on up to the studio. Wasn't planning to do live coverage today, but again, have kind of a makeshift setup going here. I know it looks pretty decent on camera, but trust me, this isn't done yet. So you're getting an early sneak peek of what's going on here, though. Peyton says winds are crazy in Dodson Branch. I can believe it. In fact, we have a Dodson Branch camera we can pull up. That's not what it looks like in Dodson Branch right now. Give that a second, though. That's what it looks like in Dodson Branch right now. So there's your Dodson Branch camera there, southeastern Jackson County. Pretty hefty storm on top of you right now with the heavy rain, a little bit of hail. Again, blowing through Dodson Branch right now. And then that heavy activity extends farther towards the north and northeast into Livingston. Livingston is just now arriving to you, so you're starting to get those winds, that heavy rain. Seeing indications of hail north of Livingston, approaching Allens. In fact, we'll pull up the radar. Y'all can see that. Goodness, hope that didn't come through for y'all listening. I've had a little bit of a cough the last couple of days. Nothing serious, not sick or anything, just allergies. Apparently, it's just one of those things this time of year. I get a little congested and allergies and whatnot. Bad winds in Rickman, says Mercer. Rickman, you're just south of the heaviest activity, but you are getting some wind down that way. In fact, I don't think I have Rickman loaded in on the tower cams there. We do have a camera in Rickman. Maybe I can pull it up this way. If you'll give me a second. We can pull up our... Well, not wanting to cooperate. There it goes. Pull up the Rickman camera. Again, the heaviest storm activity is north of Rickman. You can see some pretty serious clouds there, though, in Rickman right now. And again, you're getting that wind there in Rickman out ahead of the storm. But again, most of this is going north of you, so you won't get the heavy rains there in Rickman, but you are getting some of the wind. May get a passing shower here momentarily there in Rickman, but again, heaviest activity is just north of you. I'll be glad we can get a camera in Livingston. That'll be nice. We don't have one yet, but one will be coming eventually, and that'll definitely be a nice addition to the Tower Chem network. And again, Livingston, strong winds blowing through now. We can go to the velocity view and see, still seeing a very strong wind signature there. That does verify on the radar. And of course, some of y'all are also reporting that too in the Livingston area, those strong winds. Radar estimating winds perhaps 65 to 70 miles per hour, but that's several thousand feet up. But at least some 60 mile per hour winds very likely making it to the surface there in the Livingston area. So again, I can't stress this enough. You want to be indoors right now if you're in Livingston, points north. Definitely seeing a very well-defined hail core here between Timothy and Allens here along Highway 52 north of Holly Springs. So again, you want to be indoors for sure. You don't want to be hitting the head with hail. That wouldn't be a fun night. And again, this is all moving towards the east. Still at 45 miles per hour. So pretty fast-moving storm. It's not a slow mover by any means. So it'll sit over your area, dumps a lot of rain, and then be out within probably less than a half hour. So it's just the wind that we could do without. The wind and hail we don't want, the lightning we don't want, but we'll definitely take the rain for sure. Not worried about any flooding issues with this, even though there's a lot of heavy rain falling over a, kind of extended period. It's been so dry here lately that the rivers, the streams, they can handle this. So it's over the coming days, though. If we see more showers, more heavier showers like this with what will soon be Hurricane Helene moving up to the Florida Panhandle, that northerly trajectory bringing up towards our region, we'll see extended periods of showers over the next few days. So flooding isn't a huge concern for us, given how dry it's been, but we will keep an eye out, at least for localized flooding issues, especially if we get heavier rain cells over the same areas. But again, that's over the next couple of days. That's not today. We had no rain here lately, at least most of us haven't. So we can take on a lot of water right now. But the wind, the hail, again, definitely the biggest concerns here. Lots of y'all saying it's very getting slammed in Livingston, according to Tracy. Mason says getting pretty bad in Livingston. So That's why we're focused on this storm right now. Again, we don't have a camera there to point to, but we can definitely look at radar and say, yes, this is a pretty heavy-duty storm. You want to be indoors until this passes. Carissa says the wind just pulled their slide off of their playground. Tree branches are everywhere. That is one thing. I'm not an expert on trees, but I will say with it being so dry, we've had a lot of trees, unfortunately, probably may not make it through this summer. They may not survive due to the drought, so they may be a little bit more brittle. Just kind of speculation on my part, but it may lead to a little bit more in the way of down tree branches than we normally see. Not something I really thought about until now, until I saw that comment, but certainly a concern for sure. Ariana, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, asked about Fentress County. This storm is heading your way. If you're in Jamestown, points north, this will be moving your direction. Western areas of Fentress County are included in this warning right now. If this storm remains strong, which I see no indication that it's slowing down any or weakening, this will be to you within the next, if you're in the western portion of Fentress County, within the next probably 20 to 30 minutes. If you're in Jamestown, I'd say about 30 minutes or so, this will be knocking on your door. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have a new warning issued here soon for those areas. Excuse me again, I've been dealing with a little bit of a cough the last couple of days. Trying to mute myself so you don't have to hear it, but not sick, fortunately, but just allergies this time of year, especially being so dry, I think it's just made it worse. I feel like my allergies have been worse. I don't know if it's the same way with y'all. My allergies have been way worse this year, it feels like. I have a feeling it's because it's been so dry. Amanda, this storm will not reach Cumberland County. Amanda asked on YouTube, when will it reach Cumberland County? This particular storm cell is not heading in your direction. Now, that being said, we do have some scattered storms back to the southwest of us. All right, tornado warning. Okay. New tornado warning for northern Overton County, southern Pickett County. This includes the city of Byrdstown, Oakley, Independence. This is in effect until, let me pull up the details on this. If you're in the red polygon, though, you need to be getting to your tornado safe spot right now. This is radar indicated rotation, so let's pull that up. Let's pull up our velocity view on this. This is storm relative. And yeah, we can see at least some indication of rotation with this storm near Allen's. So again, this is a rotating storm, and we did mention there's a very low end tornado threat today, so not zero. So a tornado warning. This is north of Livingston. This does not, I don't think it includes the city limits of Livingston. At least the majority of Livingston is, you are not included in this, but just north of Livingston, Allen's, Independence, Oakley, you are in this tornado warning. And this is in effect until 5:30 p.m. Again, radar indicated rotation here. We're looking at the velocity view. And again, we do see indications of rotation in this area. So if you're anywhere in this red polygon, you want to be heading to your tornado safe spot now. Again, tornado warning in effect for northern Overton County, southern central Pickett County, including the city of Byrdstown, in effect till 5:30 p.m. Again, this is a radar indicated rotation. You want to move to your tornado safe spot. That's the lowest level of a sturdy structure away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So if you have a closet, a hallway with no windows, a bathroom, just a central located room is where you want to be. If a tornado does form with this, it would likely be a quick spin up, probably a weak tornado if one, again, did form radar indicated rotation. We don't have anything confirmed with this. But nevertheless, you still want to be taking this thing seriously. You want to be heading indoors again, away from windows. Lowest level, again, of an interior room, closet, hallway is where you want to be. This is your tornado warning. Interesting that the hail core kind of aligns with where you would see the hook with this storm. So again, very intense storm here. We've been tracking it. It has been severe warned. We've had the indications of damaging wind gusts with this. But now has gone tornado warned. Please share this stream if you're on Facebook. Facebook is not sending this stream out to many of you. We're used to having a couple thousand people watching. It looks like we have 500 total, and that's between all of our platforms. That's between X, YouTube, and Facebook. So again, if y'all can please help me out on Facebook, share the stream, get the word out. Again, especially if you're in the Overton County area, Pickett County, where we have this tornado warning in effect, it would really help me out a lot. I don't usually call out sharing our streams, but again, Facebook's really being a pain in my side today, so as it usually is sometimes. So if y'all can do me a big favor there, that would really help us out. You can go over to YouTube and watch us. We're live there, of course, on our channel. And again, this is radar indicated rotation, but you still want to take it seriously here near Oakley, Independence, Allens, Big Springs, in that area. We could have a possible tornado develop with this storm, be moving towards Midway. Boom. Highway 111 between Byrdstown and Big Springs, Howard Chapel. This is the area of concern and points in between. We get a little bit tighter here. Pull up a few more communities: Monroe, Midway, Boom, Independence, Oakley, Allens, all subject to this potential tornado. Again, radar indicated rotation here. Not the tightest rotation we've seen. We can maybe look at another radar site. Sorry to zoom out so far. Let's take a look at this from Hopkinsville. It's kind of far away. See if that'll give us a better view of the rotation. And you can kind of see it there again, just northeast of Allens, moving towards Midway. See if Moorestown gives us any better view of this. Kind of the same story. So we'll stick with the Nashville radar. It's the closest. Again, have I mentioned before we need a radar out this way? We need a good real deal Doppler radar like what NWS Nashville has up this way. I'm determined to make that happen one of these days, if no one else will. But again, you want to be in your tornado safe spot right now if you're in the red polygon. So call your neighbor up if they're in Byrdstown, anywhere along Highway 111 between Smyrna, again that's Pickett County, Boone, Midway, Monroe, Livingston. This does not include you, just some moderate rain shower activity in Livingston, some wind. The tornado threat is north of you, and this is radar indicated rotation. Nothing's been confirmed, but still you want to take this seriously, treat it as if a tornado is on the ground, and by heading to your tornado safe spot. Don't want to understate the threat of hail with this. You can see very clearly very well defined hail core with this. All this purple you see, that is hail. So you want to again be taking this seriously. You want to be again lowest level of an interior room, hallway, closet, bathroom. Put as many walls when you're in the outside as possible. Again, with this radar indicated rotation, possible tornado that we're seeing being indicated here on radar. Weather Service issued this warning. They saw the rotation tighten up with the last few scans here on radar. Excuse me, which prompted them to issue this tornado warning. So if you're in northeastern Overton County, here really east of Allens, so this would be near Oakley, Independence, Big Springs, Monroe, Ryan Springs, Rocky Ridge, Wormingham, really tight here on these locations. Taylor's Crossroads, Free Communion is on top of you right now. Again, radar indicated rotation, but you still want to take it seriously, as this could be producing a tornado. Anywhere in the red polygon you see here, this does include Byrdstown. So Byrdstown and points southwest here in the red polygon. Again, y'all are under this tornado warning till 5:30 p.m. So take it seriously, head to your safe spot. The storm is moving towards the northeast at about 20 miles per hour, a little bit slower than the parent storm has been moving. But nevertheless, if you're in the red polygon, you want to be in your tornado safe spot. Now, really glad I made the decision to go live and head over here to the studio so that we can cover this. Again, very low end tornado threat today, but here's your warning. So we're treating it seriously as if a tornado is on the ground. Nothing's been confirmed. This is radar indicated rotation. But again, you want to be in your tornado safe spot, again, in the red polygon. Farther south, though, we do continue with the severe thunderstorm warning. Not so worried about Livingston points south towards Rickman at this point, even though you're under this warning. I think the heaviest, strongest portion of the storm is now north of you. So no imminent tornado threat down that way either. In fact, that latest radar scan shows the storm beginning to pull away. So if you're in Livingston or points south, Hillham, Flat Creek, Holly Springs, Sulphur, Union Hill, Highland, all these areas, you're good. You're good to go. The rest of the region's good to go. Just some light shower activity extending from Cookville down to Smithville. Nothing to worry about there. We do have some heavier storms back towards Franklin, Spring Hill, Hohenwald, Centerville. That activity is kind of drifting our way, at least for our southern area, so we'll watch that. No warnings down that way, though. This is our only severe storm, really, in the entire mid-state right now. Tornado warning, again, in effect until 5:30 p.m., where you see the red polygon flashing there on your screen. Again, take cover. You want to be lowest level of an interior, lowest level of a sturdy structure, interior room, hallway, closet, bathroom. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Again, radar indicated rotation, nothing confirmed here, but we still want to take it seriously and treat it as though a tornado is on the ground with this. Velocity view is a little bit not conclusive, I would say, at this point. Let's take a look at the high-res velocity. Seeing a couple areas of potential interest here near Big Springs, just north of you. Also near Midway, northwest of Eastport, southern Pickett County. A couple areas of interest. If nothing else, the potential for damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour definitely possible, but could have a spin up in either of those locations with this storm. Also, a lot of hail here. Midway, Birmingham, maybe some penny to nickel size hail, maybe even some quarters falling here, just northeast of Rocky Ridge, heading towards Eastport. So, again, all these areas I'm calling out. You're in the tornado warning. You want to be, again, in your tornado safe spot. This is moving towards the east. So if this holds together, Byrdstown, Moodyville, Double Top, Fairview, Squirrel Flat, Pall Mall, you want to be watching out for this as it moves your way. Regardless of the tornado threat, definitely a hail threat with this, as well as a damaging straight line wind threat with this as well. Excuse me, for these areas. Jamestown, you're not in any warning right now, but this activity is moving your way. The radar indicated tornado may stay to your north if it holds on its current track. We'll just have to watch it closely. Of course, we're bouncing around here between our different radars. But again, anywhere in the red polygon, I want you to take this seriously. So if you're in Byrdstown, Independence, Oakley, Big Springs, Midway, anywhere in this polygon, you want to be, again, in your tornado safe spot. Lowest level of a sturdy structure. So you don't want to be in a mobile home. You don't want to be, if you're in a mobile home, if you have a neighbor next door, go pound on their door, get in their tornado safe spot. Again, you want to be as safe as possible as this rolls through. Again, radar indicated rotation. If a tornado did form with this, it would likely be weak. It would likely be short-lived. But we are seeing the indicators here of a possible tornado. Looks like we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's been issued. This does include Jamestown and points north here, central northern Ventures County up. Includes all of Pickett County except for the far western part of the county. This is for the potential of damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, maybe some penny-sized hail. So we're not going to focus too much on that right now. We're more concerned about the tornado warning. Interesting that the Weather Service did not put the tornado possible tag on that. That might be kind of encouraging. But we'll just have to keep an eye on this, though, again, as it moves towards the east. But again, in the red polygon, you need to be sheltered. Seeing a pretty good structure with this storm, too. Beginning to see kind of a hook echo here. So I would suspect your tornado would be right in here, if there is one, where you see sort of this backwards comma shape here, just east of Independence here, approaching Highway 111, approaching Midway, and boom. So if you're in these areas, again, I would say you're most under the gun for a potential tornado. It's already hailing there right now. Again, nothing confirmed with this. It's right over top of Free Communion and Taylor's Crossroads here, far northeastern Overton County. Again, approaching Highway 111 in far southern Pickett County. Call out some roads here in the path of this. We'll get real tight here. You may not be able to see these, but I'll call them out. George Reeder Road, Eagleview Lane, Jayburg Road, just a few of the smaller county roads here in the path of this. Eagle Creek Road as well. again, in the path of this possible tornado. And of course, Highway 111 here, really between Sunset and we'll call it Wormingham, but anywhere in this area, but anywhere in the red polygon, you want to be sheltered. But that's the most probably imminent threat of a possible tornado would be in those areas. And again, very well defined hail core here near Midway, Boone, and that's moving into western Fentress County here soon. Let's see. It seems like Jamestown is sounding their sirens. I won't even get into that argument right now for severe thunderstorm warnings. I'm too tired for that, but y'all know my thoughts on that. Y'all know my thoughts on it. Tornado warnings. Tornado warnings are what your sirens should be for. We'll just leave it at that. But again, here is your active tornado warning. I think if you're in Oakley, Independence, or points west here in Overton County, Unity, Allens, I think you have the all clear. The potential tornado has moved east of you. Again, bearing down on Midway and Boone, over top of Taylor's Crossroads, Plain Grove. These are the areas of concern right now, again, with this active tornado warning. And again, this is radar indicated rotation. We do see a bit of a hook echo here. On the velocity view, it doesn't look like much, but we also are looking very far away from the radar site. The radar site is located in Nashville, so we're looking way away. We're looking several thousand feet up into the atmosphere here. So if there is a tornado on the ground, very likely it would be under what the radar beam can say. That being said, that latest radar scan looks like it may have tightened up here over Midway. So Midway, you need to be sheltered now, lowest level. And again, this is approaching, moving into southern Pickett County. So Sunset, Boone, Midway, Wormingham, again, you want to be sheltered now, lowest level. Double top, you're not in the tornado warning, but I would be going ahead and getting sheltered now, just in case. Weather Service is still monitoring this to decide on what to do with this warning. Again, I think we did see a little bit of tightening there of the rotation. Certainly the tightest it's looked since I've been live covering this storm. Weather Service says they're going to give it another scan and make a decision as to whether to continue this warning or not. But we're going to continue it as far as our coverage of it. So if you're east of here, Moodyville, Double Top, Fairview, into Fentress County, I would just go ahead and treat this like you're into the tornado warning too, just to give yourself plenty of time in case this warning is extended farther east. So go ahead and head to your tornado safe spot against the lowest level of a sturdy structure, interior room, closet, hallway, bathroom. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Again, still seeing some signs of rotation again over top of Midwest, on top of Highway 111 right now. Again, this is moving towards northern areas of Fentress County with time. So, again, still want to take this seriously. Byrdstown, you are in this warning. I would still remain sheltered, even though I think the rotation will pass just south of you. But again, if you're points east into northwestern Fentress County, I would still take this as seriously as if you're in the tornado warning. You are in a severe thunderstorm warning, but I would treat it as a tornado warning. Jamestown, you're good. Now you are under a severe thunderstorm warning if you're in Jamestown. You got a heavier cell approaching you, damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. Maybe some small hail possible for Jamestown here shortly, but the tornado threat will go to your north if this does continue into Fentress County and it holds together. I tell you what, I may have to hop over there and get my coffee and take a sip. Again, I've been dealing with a little bit of a nasal thing the last couple days, allergies. Not sick or anything, but just the typical crud I get this time of year. Certainly talking for a while is aggravating it. So I tell you what, I'm going to hop off for just a second. I'm still here. In fact, I'll leave my audio on. Y'all can hear me. I'll yell across the room, but I am going to turn off. I'll just leave the camera on. Give me just a second. I'm going to get my cup. I'll be right back. Still live, y'all. Y'all can still hear me. Coming back. This is a big space. I'm used to if my coffee was on the other side of the room in the bedroom studio set up, I could just literally reach across and grab it. Here I got to walk probably about 30 feet that way, so pretty big difference. Also, shout out to Buc-ee's. They should sponsor us for as much as I wear their clothes and drink from their cups on our live streams. But here's your tornado warning. Continues till 5:30 p.m. And again, it's this portion of this storm here. I'll circle it between Smyrna, Boone, Midway, crossing Highway 111. This is the area of concern, especially more down here near Boone, especially as we've been watching that rotation. Do see a bit of a hook echo there on the velocity view. Rotation kind of falling apart. Still some broad rotation aloft within this storm. And in fact, the Weather Service says they actually are going to go ahead and cancel this warning. So good news there. The Weather Service is canceling the warning. Still a very strong storm. Still want to take this seriously. Still severe warn. But the Weather Service is going ahead and canceling this tornado warning. So as far as the rotation piece of this is concerned, we're not seeing that same rotation we were seeing earlier. So that red polygon should be disappearing here soon. It's still lit up on our screen. It may stay lit up on the screen for a bit longer. But the Weather Service is planning to cancel the tornado warning. So that's good news. That's being canceled early. Our focus will now shift onto the severe thunderstorm warning. This includes Jamestown and points north, Pine Haven, Sharp Place, Squirrel Flat, Pall Mall, Cedar Grove, Byrdstown. You're in the severe thunderstorm warning as well. Damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. And I'm even going to say the possibility of some quarter-size hail. I'm saying that near Moodyville, Double Top, moving towards Pall Mall. Highway 127 here. Definite hail core here. Definitely going to get some, at least some peas and dimes, some nickels from this. Maybe a few quarters mixed in with that as well. So, again, you want to be indoors, away from windows as this passes. You can see the tornado warning has been dropped. It's still scrolling on the bottom of our screen. That's just the software we use to display the warnings. That should catch up here soon. But no active tornado warnings right now. Just this lone severe thunderstorm warning. In fact, I'll zoom out, get more areas in here. Byrdstown, Jamestown are included and points in between. Moodyville, Double Top, Fairview, Sharp Place, Pall Mall. You can come out of your tornado safe spot. The rotation has pretty much dissipated. We are still seeing signatures of damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and definitely some hail possible as well with this storm. So you still want to take it seriously. Again, if you're in any of these areas here, central and northern Fentress County up into Pickett County, back towards Byrdstown. Again, the storm is no longer showing signs of rotation. Farther west, some heavier activity beginning to move back into southern areas of Clay County, northern Overton County. Nothing severe, just some heavy showers. Moderate shower activity, light to moderate showers extending from Livingston down into Cookeville, just east of Smithville down into Woodbury. Nothing of concern there. And some heavier storms back south of Nashville and towards the southwest, towards Waynesboro. None of that is severe. It's been behaving quite well over the last hour or so since we've been live, which is great to see. We'll just keep an eye on it as it moves east. Again, we remain under a severe thunderstorm watch for another about an hour and a half. I think once we get to that point, I think our severe weather worries will probably diminish considerably. We could still see some showers and storms into the overnight hours. But as far as our severe weather concerns, I think it's going to be limited to just the next couple of hours. And hopefully we've seen the worst of this afternoon. So, in fact, these warnings have pretty much been focused over the slight risk area we saw issued by the Storm Prediction Center. So they nailed this one today. It just came a little late in the game. It was about 10 o'clock this morning before we finally got that slight risk. In fact, I wasn't even planning to go live today. It just kind of worked out where they upgraded the risk. We started getting a few warnings popping, and I was like, okay, I gotta head over to the new studio. That's where all of our stuff is now. So my apologies for the delay in going live. We did miss a couple. We were posting updates to our social media, but as far as live coverage, we did sit a few warnings out. But we're live now, and of course we covered probably the biggest warning of the day, the tornado warning. Did not have that on my bingo card today. Hopefully we didn't have any damage from that. Let me look at your comments now. Reports of that rotation again in the Livingston area. Let's see. Let me know if any of y'all had damage or anything from that tornado warning. Again, we had nothing confirmed there, so I'm just reliant upon your comments. But as it stands, again, that rotation, it was radar indicated and it has since dissipated, but still a strong storm regardless here, moving through northern Fentress County up into central and eastern Pickett County. So you still want to remain indoors. You don't want to head out. You don't want to head to the grocery store, or if you're at work waiting to leave, you just wait this out another 20 minutes or so. It'll be out of here, and then you can go about your business. But again, still a strong storm. Still seeing a hail signature here near Pall Mall, Cedar Grove. So again, you want to remain indoors until this passes. You don't have to be in a tornado safe spot now. No active imminent tornado threat with this. Just a straight line damaging wind threat at this point. We'll zoom out the radar again just to give you the broad picture here. No other areas of concern here in the Upper Cumberland right now, so pick out your location. No worries anywhere unless you're in central eastern Pickett County or northern Fentress County. Everywhere else, you're good to go. There is some heavier activity here back to our southwest. We're watching it in case anything nefarious happens back that way. But right now, those storms are behaving. They're just general run-of-the-mill thunderstorms. I think once we get to 7 o'clock, once we get to that watch expiration time, hopefully we'll see things calm down. We still may continue the threat of showers and storms in the nighttime hours, but I think as far as any severe weather threat goes, that should diminish once we get towards sunset and especially thereafter. Of course, I have to remind myself sunset's occurring earlier now. What is it, like 6:30, 6:15 now? I'll tell you what, I like the long days. When the days start getting shorter, let's see. Looking at comments again. Laura says it took all my stuff. Was there an earlier comment from you, Laura? I don't know if I caught it. I'm not sure what that's in reference to unless I missed a comment somewhere. Jordan says everything was took off my front porch near the airport in Livingston. Metal rocking chair, kids playhouse, calm now. If nothing else, you definitely had a huge gust of wind blow through, for sure. But let me know if you have any other damage reports in that area, for sure. But you definitely got something, wind or something. But again, we continue to watch this storm. We can actually go to our Jamestown tower cam and load it up. It is not that calm and tranquil in Jamestown right now. I'll give this a few seconds to load the current view, and there you go. We're looking west here at the storm as it approaches Jamestown at the tower cam view there. And again, you can see the wind definitely beginning to pick up in Jamestown right now with this severe warned storm. Again, severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect. Let's see, expiration time on this is 5:45. That's Central Time. So another 20 minutes on this warning. Again, damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour remain the primary concern here. Could also have some penny, maybe some nickel-size hail embedded within this. Definitely still seeing those hail signatures there on radar. So again, we'll continue monitoring this as it rolls east. Again, we're looking at a live view right now from our tower cam in Jamestown. And again, you can see that the trees there blowing in the wind as the storm approaches. The heaviest rains seem to move in. May even just brush Jamestown. Most of this may actually go Jamestown and really north along Highway 127 up into Pall Mall is where the heaviest activity is. If you're in Jamestown, and especially if you're south of Jamestown, you may not get much from this at all other than some wind. But you can definitely hear the thunder with this. Not seeing a lot of lightning being detected as the camera views adjusted there. Let's go back to radar. So back to radar here. Again, another, 20 minutes or so on this warning, and it'll be allowed to expire as this storm moves towards Scott County. Still strong, by all indications here on radar, this storm has been severe warned since it entered Smith County a couple hours ago. So it's held together quite well. Same storm cell that we've been tracking over the last couple of hours. I believe it was severe warned back in the Wilson, even Davidson county. So this has been a very long-lived supercell, I'll call it, and is now impacting again northern portions of Fentress County into eastern Pickett County. And again, we will continue to monitor this as it moves east, widening out the radar view. We do have some heavier activity beginning to pick back up on radar here northeast of Gainesboro, near Whitleyville, extending up south of Salina here, up in the Dale Hollow Lake. None of this is severe. It could be a little hail here, though, in the Dale Hollow Lake area, but not severe. And then farther west, again, we have this widespread activity. Looks like the Weather Service is issuing an advisory on this one storm near Springfield approaching Sumner County, so we'll keep an eye on that. Again, we could see additional severe cells pop up. I think the threat of severe weather will diminish over the next few hours, but we'll still keep an eye on things for sure. Again, we weren't expecting widespread severe weather today, by more or less it hasn't really been widespread. We've had at least continuous warnings over the last few hours. Certainly more than we expected. With the storms we're seeing right now, there's no imminent threat to our southern areas. I know a lot of you are asking about Crossville, Sparta, Spencer, McMinnville. There's nothing, no active threat down that way, but that doesn't mean we won't see additional activity later on. Again, these storms are scattered. It's not like a line of storms rolling through. These are all scattered storms out ahead of a frontal boundary, so they're kind of doing their own thing as they move along. They are holding together quite well whenever they pop up on radar. A lot of these have a lot of pretty well-maintained organization to them as they move east, but in terms of where they decide to pop up, again, there's different boundaries in place, a lot of different little features that some we can see, some we can't. That dictates where these storms pop up. But again, if you're in Sparta, if you're in Spencer, McMinnville, Crossville, you may see activity later on this evening, or you may not. Some areas may not see much, if any, rain through this evening. Now, overnight, we may have additional showers and storms. Certainly tomorrow, we anticipate additional activity. Not expecting severe weather tomorrow, but we may have additional scattered showers and storms around. And certainly as what's soon to be Hurricane Helene moves north, her remnants as she moves inland will also be felt as her trajectory actually brings her into our region. So we're going to continue to see showers and storms in the forecast all through the remainder of this work week, at least through Friday, and could see some pretty decent rainfall amounts too. So again, hopefully that answers Sparta. I know a lot of you asked about Sparta. Sparta is probably the number one asked about, so hopefully that answers the question for Sparta. Could see some showers and storms later on this evening. Can't rule out the possibility of a severe storm, but again, it's all wait and see right now. There's not like a line of storms rolling in. It's just kind of wait and see at this point in time right now. Again, the severe thunderstorm warning continues until 5:45 p.m., so another 15 minutes on this. Weather Service has not said anything else about it. They're continuing to monitor and warn the storm for the potential of damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and penny-sized hail. And a lot of this is actually going north of Jamestown. So while Jamestown, you're getting some gusty winds, the heaviest showers are just north of town. The heavy rain, that hail pocket is barely north of you along Highway 127, moving towards Sharp Place and 297 here in northeastern Fentress County, as well as into far eastern Pickett County here near Travisville, just east of Travisville. A lot of very rural area here, far eastern Pickett County, but if you're in that location, anywhere in that area, again, pretty heavy-duty storm rolling through. In fact, the latest radar scans shows that the storm is weakening, which is great to see. Warning remains in effect till 5:45, but we're not seeing as defined of hail cores now. Again, we're getting so far away from the radar site in Nashville, it's really hard to get a gauge on winds, but I would say the winds are beginning to decrease. Still probably strong. Still maybe seeing some 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts embedded within that storm north of Jamestown, but overall the storm appears to be weakening somewhat. We are seeing some redevelopment here, though, from Byrdstown back towards Salina, northeast of Gainesboro. Nothing severe here, but we'll watch it. We'll keep an eye on it in case it strengthens. We're still in a soupy environment, so we could see additional severe weather over the next few hours. I do think the later into the evening we go, the lesser our severe weather threat will become. And it was already a lower end threat to begin with, so I'm not too terribly worried about severe weather through tonight, especially. Overnight, I don't really expect any severe weather, but over the next few hours, we'll continue to watch. Can't rule it out. Damaging winds, again, remain the primary concern with these storms. If you're new here, I saw somebody asking about Michigan. I don't know anything about Michigan. We cover Tennessee. And we don't just cover Tennessee. We cover the upper Cumberland region of Tennessee. We're kind of sandwiched between Nashville and Knoxville, centered on the Cookeville area, and we cover 14 counties here in northeastern, middle Tennessee, far western East Tennessee. So that's the area I cover. I'm very region specific. I'm not like Ryan Hall. I don't cover the whole U.S. I don't cover these broad areas. I just cover a very specific area. It works well for us. I honestly don't have the time. Honestly, I don't have the patience, I don't think, to cover any larger area than this, but especially by myself and with a full-time job and a daughter and wife and all the other things that go along with all that. So we have what we have here. So Michigan, I don't know what's happening in Michigan right now. I'd just say consult with local media if you're watching in the Michigan area. For us, though, the tornado threat is very, very low. We did have a tornado warning earlier. I've seen a few tornado warnings issued up in Kentucky. It's like another one here. This is way outside our viewing area, but over towards Churchill, Rogersville, just northwest of Johnson City there, the far northeastern corner of the state. That's well outside our viewing area. But as for right now, again, we have this lone severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Pickett County, far northeastern Fenchurch County, set to expire here in about 10 minutes for a weakening storm. Still strong, but it is weakening. And then that's it as far as warnings go. We do have some strong storm activity beginning to develop, though, here south of Salina, over top of Dale Hollow Lake. We'll keep an eye on that. Might be a little hail embedded within this activity. It's not severe warned, but we'll keep an eye on it. I will say, through the remainder of this evening, unless we find ourselves in a situation where we have warnings being issued back to back like we have over the last few hours, I probably won't go live with additional coverage. So if we had any additional warnings, we'll probably just do the standard social media type updates. But again, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll play it by ear. I'm only a few minutes away from the studio, so if I need to get back up here for additional coverage, we can do that. But I think I'm going to go home and be with my family and continue to monitor the situation and play it by ear as we go along for the remainder of this evening. But as far as our continuous coverage goes, we'll remain live for a few more moments anyway. I'll probably call it here in about 5 minutes, even if the warning isn't expired yet. I think we're reaching the end of this. Certainly, the storm is moving to a very rural area, so once we get over here in the next 5 minutes or so, I think we can probably go ahead and shut down the live coverage. Our live channel will remain active on YouTube with our radar, with our Tower Cam network. That runs 24/7 again over on YouTube with additional platforms still to come. And I've been advertising that for a long time now. It is happening, just give it time. But for right now, though, as far as active severe weather, this is our only warning. Still seeing a bit of a hail core again approaching Sharp Place here, far northeastern Fenchurch County. So if you're in that area, again, you want to be indoors. Jamestown, Pall Mall, I'm giving you the all clear with this storm. Any severe threat has moved east of you, so you are good to go. And then elsewhere, other than one strong storm here developing south of Salina up towards Dale Hollow Lake, it's not severe, but that is a stronger storm. We don't have anything of concern on radar right now. Now, back to our west, we do have additional storms beginning to pop up here in and around Nashville towards the south, but none of this has been severe. We've been watching this since we've been live, and none of that showing any signs of being severe. It's strong, general thunderstorms, lightning, rain, that sort of thing, but it's behaving right now and that's a good thing. So we'll keep an eye on that. Again, I think over the next couple of hours, I think our severe weather threat will begin to diminish, and certainly once we get into the overnight hours, I don't think we'll have any remaining severe weather concerns. If we do have any additional severe weather, again, damaging straight line winds remain our primary concern. Can't rule out some small hail. The tornado threat is very, very, very low. I know we had a tornado warning earlier, but again, I don't know that anything actually came of that. But the tornado threat again remains very, very low. If one did form, it would likely be short-lived and dissipate. So again, we're not too concerned there. Watching for it, certainly, but not too concerned about it. But that being said, I think I'm going to sign off for now. Again, I've given you the update here. Again, we're going to continue to watch radar. Over the next few hours, again, severe weather threat, I think, will begin to diminish here soon. But we can't rule out an additional warning or two. I think from here on, warnings, excuse me, we'll post that information out on our social media feeds, Facebook, X. If we get into a situation, I highly doubt this will happen, where we have multiple warnings being issued, then I will try to get back up here. We'll go back into the continuous coverage again. But other than that, I think we can probably handle it from here on. Again, the severe weather threat's on the low end. It's not a huge severe threat, but as we've seen, we've had some warnings this evening. We'll deal with them should anything else be issued. But again, severe threats on the lower end. And again, that should diminish here in the next few hours. And that's for all areas of the Upper Cumberland. I know a lot of you ask about different locations. Again, any area from McMinnville to Crossville, Sparta, Lafayette, Carthage, Livingston, Jamestown could see additional storm activity now through tonight. But as we go through the next few hours, our severe weather threat should diminish. So that's the update. I'm going to sign off here, go get some supper, and hopefully y'all don't have to see me again, knock on wood. That being said, y'all be safe this evening, and God bless.